Hi, this is Charlie giving you Friday's live trading. I hope you're all very well. And we're just here watching the markets this morning. We're watching the euro dollar, and there's potential for a little long play here. I was looking at it on a bigger perspective and looking at a short play, but in the meantime, there could be a little long play. If it can come down to 112.05, so it's basically where my bands are here, my white band here. If you can do a little pullback down to that zone, I'll look to buy it with a run. It's only a small run up to the daily pivot. The daily pivot's at 112.17. So going in at 5, running it to 17. That would be pretty much that done. But in the slightly longer term, I'd be looking to short the euro at some point, but that's maybe a different trade. So if it can pull back, then I'll look to trade that. If it does just carry on going straight up to that pivot today, then I'll start looking at it on the short side. So, but that's playing it on the bigger time frame. So first of all, let's see if it can pull back. Okay, just back, and I've just been talking to the guys here. I've literally just shorted the euro dollar. Let's bring up my account. I've literally just got short here at 112.16. I've put a unit in. So basically, what we've had to change tact. I was looking to buy it if it had pulled back, and I was going to run it to the daily pivot. It's just hit that daily pivot, so I've just shorted it. I've just put a unit in, but and I will look to put some more units in, but I think it's got the potential to still go higher yet. So it's a bit of a different trade. This one going to have a 30 odd pip stop. And at some point I might put a second unit in. So I've only put just a single unit in at the moment. With a 30 pip stop up at 112.50. The bigger picture that I'm playing here is for a run down to the 4-hour 50, which is white down. So, but this could take today to play out, and it may not even do anything until early next week. So it's a different type of trade, really. But as I'm doing it here in the room, I might as well share it with you as well on the video. So it's not. It may well not be an out-and-out day trade, this one. So we'll have to see. But it looks at the moment like it could could hold up and have, or at least hold up here. And so when would I add a second unit? Well, I'd need to see the price action probably on the hourly chart, so close back inside the hourly band, something like that. I'd probably look at. So those would be my excuses to look at starting to short it. Well, I'll see, but I need to look at the momentum as well. For now, this does have that potential um, um, to hold up, but then we'll see as we go into later on today what it's doing. Bear with me a second. I'll just press pause. Sorry, I was getting distracted there. My wife was just leaving. So yeah. So the shorts here, it could be, like I said, it could be something which could take all day. Now, what happens if it holds up? Let's go to the hourly charts. If it holds up, it looks to me like it's got that potential to come a bit higher first yet. But I'll hit it into that resistance zone with a single unit, and then we'll see. So if it does come up and then close back down a bit, that's when I'll probably put the second unit in. And then just play a waiting game, probably into Monday. What happens if it just comes down here today and it does start to break? Well, if it breaks these lows, then I'll look to see if I can put another unit in down there as well. So that's how I'll approach that euro. But unfortunately, and I keep saying unfortunately, it doesn't look to me like it's going to be much of a day trade for this video. So it doesn't look like that's the case. But I want to take this trade anyway. For this ultimate run down to the hourly 200, and which is, if we bring up the hourly charts again, you should be able to just see it. There it is down here, this green line, yellow line. So for the ultimate run down to that 200, but I think right now there's an element of pressure to the upside, and so I don't think anything's going to happen there. There we go. It's just holding up here. I don't think we're going to see anything in the short term now. I wanted to get on the long side here if it had done this pullback for this run up, because I could see that potential, but alas, it didn't give me the setup to get long, so now I have to take a different type of trade. We shall press pause for now. I'll keep looking at anything else that might be there. Okay, just back, and it's now late morning. It's 20 past 11 or so. Been sitting in this Euro trade that I just put this initial just a single unit in this morning, um, and it's just sort of faffed around. Really went a little bit higher, and that's fine. The target is down here, this yellow line. This is the overall target. I suspect, like I said earlier on today, I think I said it. I forget what I say on the video and what I'm saying to the guys in the room. Um, but I don't expect this to play out today. I don't expect it to play out. I just can't see it really playing out today. So it looked like it's got a bit too much work to do. So ultimately looking for that. If I go to the 4-hour chart, then you'll see the 4-hour 50 down here as well. These are the zones. And why do I look towards moving averages? I often get asked about this sort of stuff, and it's not just moving averages. I use trend lines like other traders and channels like other traders as well. I mean, look, if you look at the daily charts, you can see this channel on here, and I utilized this as I was trading the euro on a swing basis through this year. So and I think this is where, again, sometimes people think, oh, you do this, and they try to pigeonhole you as a trader, and there's many different techniques that I embrace, but I do like using moving averages, and they're like a mean reversion tool, and markets like to mean revert, like they mean revert back to trend lines and all of that sort of stuff. They all mean revert back to moving average as well. So as the euro was, it had diverged up at the tops here, and so I'm looking for it to gradually work its way down to that. If it doesn't, it has been in a strong trend. Funnily enough, I'll just get stopped out, and hence why just putting a single unit in. So if I get stopped out, my stop's up here, isn't it, at 50? It'll be okay. I'll lose maybe 300 quid. No, probably not even 300 quid. Just a bit, somewhere a bit below 300 quid on this account. So, but we'll see. But unfortunately, it's not going to work out as a day trade. I don't think today. Ironically, if we had have obviously got that trade this morning, actually, if I take it to the 5-minute chart, but over here, if we had have got that 5-minute chart this morning, if I can bring this up, here we go. If it had done this little pullback to this black line, which was the pivot, which I was looking for, then a little pullback to the 8 a.m. pivot, and then would have been a nice little run up to the main pivot, which is up here, this black line. Would have been not a lot of pips, but it would have been a nice, sweet little trade. And so, but oops, no, I don't want to do that either. Sometimes, the market doesn't want to do what you want it to do, so you have to just put up with that. And say, okay, well, the setup, I had an idea for a setup, but it didn't come. Now I'm just playing a different setup on a larger time frame. So I don't think we're going to get much else. I've been looking through the markets. They're moving, but nothing which is setting up according to how I trade. So just having to sit back and just watch it. And I think that that's something we've been discussing this morning, which is really important, is learning the power of patience and not thinking that you have to be trading all of the time. And if you are going to trade, then there's nothing wrong with downsizing your position if it's, if the trade hasn't got everything going for it, and just taking a smaller position. And so I've been finding that a lot lately. But some trades do hit the sweet spot. So nothing wrong with having a bit of patience. Don't try and overtrade when the market might be a bit sticky or a bit sluggish or slow. Then just recognize that and just sit back and wait for the right wave to come along. Anyway, I shall press pause for now. Right, okay, just back, and what I'm actually going to do, it's midday now, going to actually get this video finished. I've got a lot to get on with this afternoon, or I'm basically just sitting on this trade and it could go up and today, and then the trade's over if it goes up to 112.50. But otherwise, I'm basically waiting on it, and I don't think it's going to get anywhere close to target until next week. So, unfortunately, not really a day trade per se today. So we'll monitor it. We'll see how this gets in. I got in at 17, and we'll see if it can run down to the target next week. But there's just nothing else that I've managed to get in on today. So. There's been some other movements around, but nothing I've got in on. So we'll leave it at that today. Bit of a quiet one for Friday. It's a hot day out there. So I shall leave you to it. Have a great weekend, and we'll see what comes up next week.